Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. In this resistance video, sponsored by contribution from Lisa. And here's her story. Hi, Ollie. Thank you for your help. We appreciate you. Your new video is really going deep. This is an important part because these failures attached to life is happening. It's happening to me. Ollie, I'd like to sponsor a video on this. Just sent a donation. Is that the correct process? Yes. Latent compulsive suicidal. That's what it is. Even you're not caring about death, it's too close, and was my very first step. Okay, you're talking about the video where I got worried because I was having chest pains and didn't say anything and kind of said to myself, oh, well, if I die here, I die here. That's what you're referring to. I gotcha. Anger from abuse. What to do? History, woman, 51. Mother, narc, deceased 2 years ago. Father, autistic, invisible narc. Sister, golden child, family matriarch, narc. Brother-in-law, covert flying monkey for sister. Medical note, age 51. During gestation, my mother received high-dose progesterone treatments to protect the pregnancy. I think this may have resulted in a very strong, well-protected brain capable of high levels of empathy and bliss. I also eat a very clean, mostly paleo diet, sleep great, weigh a perfect 115 steady. My life is a very comfortable place. Lucky me. Personal, I got married at 22, moved away, lived happily until I was informed that I was the child that would not receive an education, which created a deep cognitive dissonance that created the first wave of awareness of my narc abuse. Both parents are medical doctors. See, now, this is like my mother, where both my grandfather was obviously a genius. He was a chemical engineer and a scientist. Her mother was highly, highly, highly intelligent, and my mother's a moron. And that's something my mother always cried about, was they never let me go to college. They told me I wasn't smart enough. And, well, you weren't, but, you know. On the other end, she has two sisters that they both put through nursing school. One is a nurse practitioner, which is basically a doctor. Her middle sister, my Aunt Barbara, and Ginny is a radiologist, her youngest sister. So these families, especially with smart, they like to create one child where, oh, you're just not good enough. They need to make a black sheep like that. They need to. Sister received 2 masters, both in mental health professions. Mother was also in mental health. Mother died 2 years ago. I moved into her home to help with the transition, etc. Didn't go well. I'm stuck and things are not settled. The sister, of course, is the executor of the will and has no desire to close it. Of course not. She wants to drag it out as long as she possibly can. That's a story you might understand. My boyfriend at the time chose to join me and move back home. He liked being hooked up to my wagon. He's a very dark narc. He has now left, thank goodness, and the sister is triangulating with him exactly as she used to do with mother. Weird, right? So now he and she are worried about me because I will not do their dance and have created boundaries. Always beware when they say they're worried about you. In the now, I'm great. At least I think I am. I get out and do things. I paint and my art is really amazing. My sleep and exercise and body are better than ever. I feel at peace. I'm really the lucky one and I know it. And the thing is, I have, after the divorce and during the course of the subsequent narc abuse, developed a phobia. I get a panic attack when I drive over bridges. It isn't when I ride over bridges. When someone else is driving, I'm fine. It's only when I'm driving. You better be... Where are you going when you're going over these bridges? Because my question is your subconscious telling you if you're going somewhere you really don't want to be in relation to these narcs, it's better to drive off this fucking bridge than to cross it? That could be your subconscious telling you these people are dangerous. These people are nasty. These people will destroy you. And you might as well just turn your car and drive off this fucking bridge rather than cross it, because you're doing the same thing. Only slowly when you cross it. You want to kill yourself? Drive off a bridge. Don't fuck around with it. Do it. That's what your subconscious is trying to wake you up and tell you. My sister, who is my abuser and very well trained, is convinced as a result of a minor accident I had while up on a bridge when I was 19. She thinks it is flashing back. I think, why now? Well, if she's medically trained, okay, she knows why you're having these phobias. Okay? So she's trying to blame it on a specific incident as far away from herself or the abuse her and the rest of your family has doled out. Okay? They're very good at this. She thinks it is flashing back. I think, why now? Why, when my life fell apart with narc abuse, is it just coming up? Because it's coming up now because you're in a position now where you can handle it, where you can break away from these people. Your subconscious is telling you, you are ready to make this break. You are ready for this. Your subconscious is telling you, you are ready to know this information. I'm 2 months into my boundaries requirement, which I hold fine. Christmas was hard for them, but I had a lovely time. As I walked in my freedom, the first thing I noticed was I was not as anxious when crossing bridges. I live where there are bridges everywhere. I can't avoid them. All of a sudden, it wasn't so bad. Now that the narcs were gone. Yeah, exactly. I think this kind of just shows you what I'm telling you. Once you got them out, the bridges, once the narcs are gone, the bridges aren't scary anymore, are they? Then I look deeper, and I think it is a suicidal compulsion. I think I'm actually having a compulsion to literally drive off these bridges as suicide, as if there is a part in my brain that is so hurt, so scared, so put down that I am drawn to drive off a bridge. Therefore, this is not a phobia, but something else. Of course, I have no idea. I have no avenue to discuss this with anyone. My sister is the director of a mental health clinic. My mother was in mental health. There are no independent therapists, only those who fly and those who know better, and I don't know which is which, etc. I'm working with affirmations and others to try to convert my jump compulsion to strong thoughts. It's opposite and deals with strength. My visualizations are helpful, but I am seriously looking for any work to help move away from the inward focus anger towards ultimately peace of self. What is the correct process for moving this energy? Do you know? I can't help but think that if I had the right process of writing things, I could return to strength and a hopeful place. Can it be so? I gave a donation, wrote the email. I hope I've done this right. I saw your instruction video. I hope I can add insight to this very deep movement into our power. Really appreciate your work. It helps. Best regards. Well, thank you for doing everything correctly. And yes, your donation was awesome. So let me just say that here before I finish up. The process gets better, and I'm going to tell you the same thing, and I know this is a recurring theme in most of my videos. Until you have cut these people completely out of your life, and you have added pitfalls because these people are medically trained in mental health. They are dangerous. She knows how to fuck with you. You've had professional, medically trained narcissists screwing with you for 50 years. You got to a point where your subconscious finally said, you can handle this. You can do this. You don't need these people in your life. Because if you keep driving over these bridges, These bridges where the narcissists are on the other side, you might as well just drive right off of them. Because you're just killing yourself just more slowly. You want to kill yourself? Don't fuck around with it. Just do it. That's what your subconscious is telling you. But you don't want to kill yourself. I don't want to kill myself, and I don't want to die. And I don't think you do either. That's clear. Otherwise, you wouldn't have wrote to me. You're going to have to, and I tell this to everybody. Once you're no contact, you're going to have more anger, Lisa. There's going to be more anger because you are going to realize more and more and more and more of the manipulation. More and more and more and more. You are only at the top of the rabbit hole. You're just looking down into it right now. You haven't even climbed down into it yet. You are just scratching the surface. And you're scratching the surface. It's great you started setting up boundaries. That's great. Okay, and they are reacting to those boundaries, and they will continue to react to those boundaries. Okay, but your brain, your subconscious is telling you it's better for you to drive off a bridge than to keep these people in your life. As far as the estate and the will and all that, your sister will drag that out for as long as you allow her to. And I've told this to many people, and I just did another will video yesterday. Sometimes you just got to cut your losses with a will. Okay? There's a reason why she was made the executor of the will over you by your parents. So they can continue their abuse through her after death. Don't let them. Stop crossing the bridge. Do you see? Do you see why you're suicide? Why you're thinking of pulling your car off a bridge? Do you see the levels of manipulation? And I'm going to tell you the anger is going to get, it's going to get better and it's going to get worse because at least they're not going to be in front of you. But you're going to have to deal with this because right now you're staring at the top of the narcissistic, standing at the top of the narcissistic rabbit hole, looking in. You got to get in there. You got to dig it out. And the only way you do that is by going complete and total no contact from all of them. So I really hope that helps. Thank you so much for your awesome donation and your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supporting, growing, and successful because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, this channel goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance.